I've got one, thank you. I've got a water over here. Came prepared. So I hope I have anyway. Thanks to Kelly and the staff for inviting me down here to have a chat to you all about this book that I've written in regards to my personal mental health experience and the strategies that I've come across that will help others as well. You guys today, hopefully, are going to test out some theories that I think will work going forward. I'm going to introduce myself first, tell you a bit about me, but this is more about you and helping each other get over any mental health conditions we may be facing. So my name's Mark. I've since I left school, I've always been a gardener. As you can see, I brought some stuff along with me to show some activities later on. But back in 2018, I had my own business, and I broke up in June because I was due to go away on a holiday with my partner, and then the World Cup was on. England versus Tunisia. I went out with my friends watching this, and I was attacked by a group of lads. With this attack, I suffered a brain hemorrhage and a fractured skull, and I was life for death experience. I'm perfect here. I'm here now to tell the story. That's great. Yeah. That was one thing that caused a lot of mental conditions that I faced in the coming months after the injury. Stuff like feeling alone, even though I had so many people around me, you still feel on your own, don't you? Feeling depressed and the anxiety as well. At one point, I'd be walking to the local shop, and you just get the feel like you've got eyes on you coming from everywhere. Don't you feel like everyone's looking at you? There's different sorts of anxiety. I will discuss more about them later. I went through that, but then I picked myself back up. My partner told me she was pregnant, so I needed to wake up and go for it. I needed to find my old me again. So what I did was I was doing some work with my mum in her back garden, and because I like doing gardening anyway, she said to me she'd love to work and retire at a plant nursery, working with plants. So I set out on a mission to bring her that dream. I thought, you know what, I'm going to grow my own plants in the back garden, grow as many as I could, and then try and start my own plant nursery. Now, it set off really well, and I actually opened last year the plant nursery in Haydock. However, even though I'd reached that goal, I then faced more mental conditions. I've faced mental conditions both in personal life and in business life, such as having to let your best friend go. He was my best man at my wedding, and I had to let him go because the business couldn't afford him anymore. This caused us to fall out. We haven't spoken since. Okay, so you have to go through this sort of mental conditions. There's other things like you could see the business crumbling. The business has now folded, by the way, since. But I have wrote a book, and it's all in here, of how you control your mind to these mental conditions. And that's what I want to share with you guys and people at home. I don't know, I don't. But you did? Right, okay. Did anyone go to races at Haydock? Wow. Join me? That's very good, very clever. Yeah. I know a little joke about carpenters, but I'll leave that one out. Yeah. So that's basically me. I've been through both business and personal life experiences that have given me mental conditions that I've had to face. Stuff like not being able to pay my staff wages. There wasn't enough money at the end of the month to pay them wages, and then I have to face them in the morning, and then they're like, they hate me. That's how you feel. So anyway, since letting the business go, I feel a lot free now, but I'm on a new mission now, and this is what I want to talk to you about. I am on a mission to help over 1 million people. there's a massive mental health pandemic going on at the moment. And I've got a plan. I've got an idea of what could help, have a massive impact to the pandemic that's going on at the moment. And that's why I'm going to ask you guys to help me test some theories out. So in May of this year, I start a course to become a counsellor. Psychotherapeutic counsellor. It takes a long word to learn that word. And a hypnotherapist. So that's what I am training to do beginning in May. It's a 3-year course, but in the meantime, I'm doing other things to try and help with this pandemic. So I'm going to start off with a few questions. I want everyone to join in. Who in this room, including Kev, Steve, and everybody else, the staff as well, who in this room has faced anxiety before? Okay. Who's going through anxiety now? Brilliant. Me too. Those who didn't put their hands up, and I'm looking at you over there. Would you like to come up here? Yeah? What's your name?
Jamie.
Jamie, I'm Mark. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So you've never, ever faced any anxieties before? Has anyone ever complimented you on your clothes or told you that you don't suit that sort of clothes, that item of clothing? For example, your jumper.
Yeah.
If I was to come to you now and say, that really doesn't suit you, that jumper, Jamie, how would you react to that? You wouldn't be bothered. No. What about if more people told you the same thing on the same day? Would you ever wear that jumper again?
Yeah, probably would.
Brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant wear. So
you feel comfortable.
it is exactly that, and that's why I got you up here. Would you feel comfortable if I asked you to do some star jumps in front of everyone right now?
No.
That's another form of anxiety, and why would you not do that?
Embarrassing myself.
Exactly. You're worried about what other people think here. That's all it is, and that's anxiety. Anxiety never leaves you, never will. If you go down to the barber, or hairdresser, and you wouldn't most people may do, but some people wouldn't have a certain hairstyle from many years ago because it's not in fashion anymore.
I would if I liked it.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's controlling your mind. That's absolutely brilliant. So some people will say, if someone came up to you and said, that's so last year, what are you doing with that hairdo? You're going to change it. Some people would go and change the hairdo. Do you get my point? Yeah? You can go sit down, Jamie. Thank you. Give him a clap, anyone. Thanks, Jamie. So that's the point I'm trying to make is, and I was hoping that somebody didn't put their hand up, in fact, because for that reason, anxiety never leaves. Anxiety is with you. The difference is it's controlling your mind. And if you can keep in control of your mind and control how you respond, not react, then you might just get over anxiety. You might just control anxiety. Yeah. It's absolutely brilliant, that piano, isn't it?
I used to work down the line past 5 hours.
You did?
Yeah.
I mean,
Hard job, isn't it?
well, there's a lot of confined spaces. There's a lot of reasons to cause anxiety down there. But it's about being in control of the mind, isn't it? So that's basically the point I wanted to get across to people here and those who may watch at home. By the way, Kev and Steve come along voluntarily to put together a video. So I don't only help you guys, hopefully this can inspire other people as well going forward.
Great.
So if you can all give Steve and Kev a round of applause. So thank you for coming along. There's a few people telling me that I don't suit wearing caps. And I tell you now, it's been years since I've worn caps.
Do you know what you should say to them? Tough, I like wearing them.
Well, back then, I didn't know how to control my mind. I didn't know how to control. In fact, I reacted instead of responded. So I reacted by never wearing a cap again. And that was me. But then I won this cap. I won this at a business event that I was at. And it says, let's do this. Now, every time I put this on, this is why I brought it with me today, it just gives me a bit of confidence, you see. So I'm going to wear this for the rest of this thing because I'm going to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like public speaking. I mean, I'm speaking in front of you guys now. It's the third time I've actually done this, and it still gets me feeling anxiety the night before. And I thought, how ironic is that I am getting anxious about doing a talk on anxiety.
Can I just say something? You're doing well, so don't be anxious.
Thank you very much. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
As well as these lot do, you know, let me tell you the truth.
Brilliant. But I mean, I appreciate the compliment back there, but I'm not doing this for my performance. I'm doing this to try and help people. There is a problem out there. There's, you know, people, and I'll give a brief example, a couple of examples, in fact. So my best friend, his wife, gave me a call the other week. This is another best friend, by the way, not the one who I fell out with due to work. I had two best friends. This guy is what a guy he is. He has a lovely family. He has a lovely home. He has a great job. In fact, he does flooring, and he's quite good at it. Well-paid job, and he's one of those people you'd never think would be going through something mentally. And I got a phone call off his wife the other week to tell me that he's took all his medication in one go, and he's attempted suicide. Now, this is somebody who just seems so happy every time I saw him. And the point I'm trying to say here is, so many people are hiding it behind a smile and not reaching out. He could have spoke to me. Since he spoke out to me, he's seen opportunities, and that's what I used to bottle it up personally as well. And there's so many people out there, but when you reach out to people, opportunities just appear to solve that problem you're going through at the moment. So if I can say anything, reach out to people. Just be honest with whatever you're going through. If you feel down, if you feel like enough's enough, just tell somebody. Yeah. Another example is, so this is to make something people aware that it happens at all ages. I was once trying to help out a mental health charity called the Willow Project, based over in Atherton. Unfortunately, they didn't get enough funding and they've had to close down recently. But before they closed, a 7-year-old girl called them up and said, I no longer want to be here. Now, at 7 years old, you should be thinking about your next toy. You should be thinking about becoming a princess when you're older, not trying to end your life. And this is basically through the abuse she's received from her parents and the lack of love, basically. Now, the Willow Project, when they was running, had like a 7-month waiting list before they can take on somebody else and help somebody else, because it was that busy. My best friend who went through the suicidal attempt tried to reach out to a counsellor. Now, going through the NHS, who was struggling at the moment, he would have had to wait 7 months for this appointment to see a counsellor. If he went private, it's £70 an hour to go private. It's unaffordable, isn't it, to some people? Some people can't afford that. So I've got a plan. I'm working on a plan now. I've got a mission to make it more affordable and more easy to access some help. Because I hear it all the time. There's so many people out there who say, my door's always open. To anybody who needs the help, my door's open. Come and have a brew, we'll have a chat. Yeah, and then I want to find them people. That's my mission. So I've talked about anxiety. The other two conditions I want to talk about, one is depression and how I feel you can get over depression. Now, I could probably read part of my book, by the way, in regards to depression. And for example, this is one that used to get on my nerves. It was when I knew that my business wasn't succeeding. Yeah, it wasn't going well, and I was down, and I was, I wasn't happy. Yeah, I wasn't happy. I wasn't receiving any money. Wasn't happy. Struggling to pay bills. By the way, money troubles is one massive cause to depression. Not being able to pay, not being able to pay bills and stuff like that. That's a big one. But I think it also comes down to jealousy as well. Jealousy plays a big part in depression. Now, for example, even though I didn't have no money at the time and I felt depressed for not having the money or the valuable stuff that I think's luxury, luxury items such as nice fancy cars, houses and stuff like that. I never had no new clothes through the business either. Now, the only reason I was thinking of that is because other people had stuff that I didn't have. Other people had fancy houses. Other people were going on nice holidays. But I had a nice family. I had a nice home. It's not a bad home. I had a roof over my head. I had the heating. I had food in the fridge. And I was thinking bigger. I was thinking of all these luxury items that I wanted. And that made me feel depressed, even though I had so much going good for me. So I think jealousy plays a big part in depression.
Definitely.
So if we can stop being jealous and just appreciate what we have got, appreciate the people we've got around us, I tell you, that's all you need really.
I also think.
I was born in America.
America?
In Virginia.
I want to do Route 66. It's on my bucket list at the top. There we go.
Yeah, I also think if you see someone happy and safe, you should be glad for them.
Very good. Very good point, in fact. Very good point. And in fact, I'll grow on that in a moment because I think that's a really good way of helping with depression and social isolations as well. Feeling alone.
You're not just helping yourself, you're helping others.
100%. 100%.
Scotland.
Yeah. And in fact, I might move over to that now while we're talking about it. Is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a cure for mental health conditions. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's one out there, and I think if we can all share our stories and be honest and open about what we've been through and how we've got through it, that's one way of finding out where the cure is. Sorry?
I lived during the French in Scotland.
Yeah, you did an apprentice in Scotland?
German and
French.
Really? German and French? I can't speak that.
I can speak two languages, good and bad.
Wow.
I knew it. We
know.
I know to be friends now.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to that. One of the cures I think really helps with any mental health, especially social isolation and feeling alone, is stop worrying about your own problems. Go and help somebody else with theirs, because the sense of pride and the sense of feeling you get from helping someone else, and I can imagine the staff who work here as well definitely get that feeling of helping people. I do anyway. Now people do it just for their Instagram posts and pictures and saying, look what I've done this, I've donated this to somebody. So what if they want to show it on Instagram? People say, well, they only do it for a picture on Instagram. So what? They're being nice to people.
Have you done that?
I've never done that. To be honest with you, this time last year, I would never have faced a camera. I would never have faced a room of people. That's part of anxiety again. It's public speaking.
I must be thinking you're looking to your
In fact, another part of anxiety is, put your hands up here if you hate the sound of your own voice. Yeah.
Definitely.
So if you watch yourself back on the camera and you hear your own voice, you're like, is that what I sound like? Really? I sound weird, don't I? I don't sound like that, really. But it's only you that has a problem with how you sound. Nobody else. That's how everybody hears you. Just get over it. I got told by one guy, great guy, Jeff Molyneux in business, very nice fella. He tells me, when you record yourself a video, don't watch it, just post it. Okay, that's what he said to me. Because I did a video with him, and I said, I hate myself on camera. Hate myself being on camera. He said, well, don't watch it. Everyone else, it's just you, innit? It's just your voice, that. And then, that's what I do from now on, so I probably won't watch it. Okay, so moving over from depression. Before we do, in fact, there was one question that I hated, and I want to mention this to you. And I don't know why I went through this. It's in my book. But people, when a new business was failing, I used to go down the local pub or see good friends and family and what have you, And the same question used to come up every time in conversation. How's it going? How's business going? You know, you seem to be doing really well. How's it going? Oh, it looks like all the work you're putting on Facebook and what you've been posting. Looks like you're doing really good. But inside, yeah, exactly that.
I live with my friend in Scotland.
Walter, sweetheart, we need to listen to Mark.
It's okay. I bet he's got an amazing story to tell. But anyway, that question of people asking, how's business going? I used to hate it. Because I knew my response was not going to be the truth. And I liked telling the truth about things. And I knew about this anxious about telling the truth. Come on. You know, it's not a nice feeling, but I used to say, yeah, it's going okay. It's going okay. Even though I really wanted to run away and never have to go back to business again. That was me. So I wanted to mention that question, question that I get asked quite a lot. And in fact, what I want to go back to is reacting or responding. They're the two different things, see. If you anxiety, once you understand what anxiety is, then you might be able to get over it. So let me tell you what it is. Okay? Anxiety is fear. And there's two different types of fear that's high up there. Right? The anxiety of what people will think about you. And the anxiety, the fear of what could happen. Okay? You won't go and do something because this could happen. Okay? That's the two main types of anxiety. Can anybody in the room give me an example of them going through anxiety now, what it is they're going through? Would anybody like to share? Going to the gym. Very good. And, you know, in fact, my sister, she wouldn't go to the gym at first. She'd want to come with me so I could show her what to do on the machines because she's worried about what other people think she's doing. She's doing it wrong, because look what she's doing. Yeah, and people overweight, they get it a lot as well. Not wanting to go to the gym and because of the way people feel about you, and you're not the right figure, for example, if that's right. But yeah, going to the gym is a very good example. I used to not go in the weight room of the gym because I think, you know what, I'm not lifting them and then looking like an idiot, not being able to lift the weights. Yeah, it's coming over the fear. So what you do is you react to that fear by not going in. It's like, I'm not going in, I'm reacting by never going in. Instead, respond, think. If you think, you'll respond. If you don't think, you'll react. That is the main motto I wanted to put on. So, moving over to social isolation. Who here, even though you've got so many people around you, feels alone? Going through their problems alone? I do.
I couldn't understand what you said then.
Who feels alone, even though they've got so many people surrounded? Who has felt alone?
Wow.
Yeah? Because
Before.
My brother passed away, my mum.
right, that is a very good example. In fact, we all lose loved ones. It's a very sad occasion that comes across. I've not lost my mum, thankfully, but this is something that I will have to face, you know, and something we all have to prepare ourselves with. The fear of death. The fear of death is one common anxious.
I also think it's not the fear about yourself dying, it's the people you love.
It is, but it's the only thing that's inevitable in life. Yeah. This is the only thing that's inevitable in life. But we're all gonna. Exactly my point. But why spend every day worrying about it? I seen a little post one day saying, you only live once, and then somebody said, no, we don't. No, we don't. We die once. We live every day. Yeah? Now, if we live life like that, we live every day, we just die once, it's going to come. So what? It's going to come. Let's just appreciate the life we've got with the people we've got now and control the way you think about it. That is the main point I'm trying to put across here. Now, the common cure, the common cure to all mental health is this is what I think it is, right? It's not antidepressants, for one. My personal opinion, and I'm putting that down before I say it, is that antidepressants only cover up the problem. They don't solve it. Okay?
Totally agree.
Right? There's so many people who's overdoing antidepressants now. My friend was one of them. Told him, this is how I think you should do it. You need to be in control of your mind. Once you are in control of your mind, that's it. Now, there's ways about this, right? You can let society control your mind. You can let the media control your mind.
Especially the media.
Yeah. This is in fashion. Go with this. Go and buy this. You know. If you like wearing a hat, wear a hat. Yeah. Or I could let society control my mind and never wear a hat again. That's what I'm trying to put across. If you can control your mind, you've got the cure to mental health, any form. Even though the fact of losing people in our family, that's a big one. Okay, I've never had to face losing my mum. I've lost some grandparents, and I've lost a really good friend of mine, a couple of really good friends. But doesn't that only make you stronger at times as well? There's a little part of my book that I've written towards the end of it, and it says, if you look outside, look out to trees. Look at a tree, right? And the branches are bending in all different directions, right? And nature wasn't made to be perfect. And neither was you. But you still look at nature and think how beautiful that tree is. And that's how people look at you. So, if you can imagine a tree that stands alone, okay? The tree that stands alone has to fight a storm on its own.
And the top and bottom of it all is always look on the bright side of life.
True. But the point I'm trying to get here is, no matter how much this tree faces a storm alone, it will grow some strong roots. But imagine being a tree in the middle of a forest, surrounded by other trees, yeah? Now you still get strong roots, because it wants to reach for the light, wants to grow taller than the other trees, yeah? But it doesn't have to face the storm alone, because it's surrounded by a community, and the winds are sheltered by the people around you. What I'm trying to say is, you need to be the tree in the middle of the forest, okay? You need to reach out, instead of fighting your storms alone, reach out to people. That's it. Reach out to people, speak out, and don't fight the problem alone. Simple as that. Okay? So there's a few, with my mental health support group that I'm trying to build once I've done my course, I'm going to be putting a few sessions together, and you're going to test one of them little sessions out for me today. So I think doing activities, such as what we're going to do today, it doesn't have to be planting. This is what we're going to do today. Will keep your mind busy, gives you a sense of pride, and it works with other people. Solves anxiety, solves social isolation, and stops you feeling depressed. That's what I think this session will help with today. So we'll give it a go, and we'll get yourself all set up for do so. So what we're going to do, you'll all see there's some plant pots and some labels, and I brought some pens along if you need them. I want you to all label a pot with your name on, with the help of staff around if they can help as well. If you need a pen, I have got some pens here. Has everyone got a pot with a name on? And has everyone got a partner? I've got a bag of compost here, and Steve is going to help me to get some compost in all your pots, so then we can all plant some seeds. There's some seeds on your table as well. You can take your pick which seeds you want to choose from. And I have got some seed bombs over here. These are not chocolate truffles. Now I've got dirty now. Fill in yours. Water. best way to do it. That just grab a pot.
It's good to go around. Good to go around now.
Right. Now what I want you to do, may sound strange, but the pot with your name on, I want to swap it with your partner. Because your partner is going to look after your plant pot and grow the plants for you. Yeah, you get it? So you're going to grow the plants for Walter, okay?
We swapped each other.
You've swapped each other, yeah. Because you're going to grow some plants and give them to him when they're grown, okay? So now, with the seeds you've got on your table, choose whichever seeds you prefer of, open them up and get planting them. But you're planting, remember, you're not planting for yourself now, you're planting for someone else. What do you think they would like? And while you're doing it, have a chat with each other and discuss what your favourite plants are, what your experiences are with gardening as well, and why you've chosen them plants as well. Has everyone done the planting?
Yeah, I've done mine.
Yeah.
Yeah? So what I want you to do now with them pots that you've done, yeah, you can plant them in there as well if you want. You choose whichever seeds you want to put in. It's your man, it's your own little plant pot you're designing. So if everyone's done that pot, yeah, did you enjoy that? Yeah, you enjoy doing that? Because guess what, you're going to do it again. Because although you're looking after someone else's pot, you've got to remember, when you're looking after someone else, you still got to look after yourself. Okay? So you've got to do a pot for yourself now. Okay? Grow that and enjoy that yourself. Because, like I said, it's nice to give back, it's nice to help other people, but you've got to look after that personal development. You've got to look after you. I want to explain the reason why I did it, and the reason why I got you in pairs. It's basically if you help each other out, if you grow someone else's pot, someone else's plants, look after that. You're helping other people. Basically, you're working for someone else, and then you're doing your own pot to get your own sense of pride and look after yourself as well. So I'm going to try and finish off by being as positive as I can be. So the way I get through things is control the way I think about it. And that's what I hope that you guys are going to do after today. So if you ever face anything again, just control it by responding and not reacting. So there's a little thing that I do sometimes. You listen to music. People like music, don't they? They have their own songs that picks them up a bit and gives them that bit of inspiration. The Greatest Showman, wow. So there's some lyrics in them songs, isn't there? Come Alive, that's my favourite, I think, Come Alive. Anyway, I also meditate now. It's a new thing I've brought in. I started meditating, control my breathing. I'm just going to try a little bit of that with you now, just before we finish. Those who are able to, can they stand up? Can they stand up? Those who are able, yeah. You can do it sat down as well, no problem at all. No problem at all if you want to sit. So I want you to stand or sit, and I want you to close your eyes, but put your hand on your heart while you do it. Okay? Close your eyes, put your hand on your heart. And take 10 long, deep breaths. And while you're doing it, believe that you will take control of your mind. That's your mind. You take control of it. Don't let anybody else get in that mind of yours. 5 more long breaths. And just be that tree in the middle of the forest, taller than all the other trees. But don't stand alone. And when you open your eyes, I want you all to shout and make everybody jump in here. I am a champion.
I am a champion.
You can do it louder than that.
I am the champion.
There we go. And that's me finished. That's me finished. I hope you all enjoyed yourself. You go and win it now.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
And thank these two as well for giving me a hand. Well done.